Back at work, Ryan. Glad to see you, buddy. I really missed you.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah, we will get rolling. Second half underway. Detroit Tigers in town, and the All-Star game is behind us. And I think it was a smashing hit. I think you know, organizationally, I think we did an awesome job throughout the city. The excitement that was here, and just the people I was around too, other coaches, players. We had a great time. I thought we put on a great event, and now we move on to the second half, and I'm looking forward to that as well. So, no more bullshit. Any questions?
Scott, how important is this homestand, given the fact that to get to 90 wins, you gotta turn it on here a little bit.
Here we go. We are one game into the second half, and is this the most important series of the year? I think you know, they're all important. We want to play well. I think the thing is, you know, really focus on winning series. You guys have heard me talk about that a lot. I think we did a nice job of that leading into the break. Just focus on winning the series. It's really hard to run off a streak 10, 12, 14 games in a row. So you just have to focus on, you know, winning a series here against Detroit, who is playing much better. They're healthier now than what we saw earlier in the season, so we'll have our hands full. But the key to us will continue to be our pitching. You know, our pitching's done an awesome job the first half of the season, and we need for that to continue. The pitching and defense, and you know, the weather has warmed up. We have swung the bats better here recently, and hopefully that continues on this homestand. So they're all important, but you really need to focus on winning the series.
Scott, what did you see in Houston from the offensive side that was kind of encouraging to finish the first half?
We put consistent pressure on them, up and down the lineup on the entire road trip. I thought we had, you know, it was not, even the innings we didn't score, you know, we're running pitch counts up, we're doing a lot of positive things offensively, and that's what it takes. It needs everybody's got to chip in, everybody's got to contribute. You can't just be one or two guys that get hot and carry you for an extended period of time, and that's what it's going to take. You know, we had, you know, if you look at our season last year, a number of guys stepped up at certain points and, you know, would get hot and you know, hit a big home run or get the big hit with runners in scoring position. It's not just one guy that you can lean on. So that's what's going to take here second half.
Is there any inclination to go with a hotter hand when there is a hotter hand at this point of the season and where you're at?
Oh, I think so. You know, I do. I think you know, one of the things, the mindset myself, coaching staff, kind of took upon us when we started the last road trip was like, you know, let's include let's get as many players involved as possible. And you know, oftentimes there's platoon matchups and things like that you want to do, and you know, we haven't seen a lot of left-handed pitching. We'll see one tonight, and I think it's important to get everybody feeling like they're a part of it. And the pitching staff usually does. Stars are going to get their turn. The bullpen guys will go in stretches where they're pitching a lot, but the position player group, we need to continue to get all those guys involved, and you need contributions from everybody.
But how are you going to slot out on the rotation coming out of the break?
Well, we'll run a right-hander out. Then we'll run another right-hander out. Another one. So Luis will go tonight. George will go. And then Bryce Miller will probably come back into play here on the weekend here on Sunday, possibly. So the finger is doing much better. You know, but obviously he's on the IL, so we'll have to make a roster move to make that happen. But that's kind of where we're leaning right now.
Is he able to throw a bullpen?
Yes, he's been throwing bullpens. He threw one yesterday. The finger's been fine.
You said that you would be happy if you guys spent 4 days on the couch during the break. From what you heard, did you guys relax?
They did,
yeah.
You know, and they didn't spend 4 days on the couch. There was a few guys here throwing yesterday, getting some work in. You know, the start of the second half, you just had 4 days off. It's kind of like opening day start. It takes a little, you know, it'll take you a couple innings to kind of get into it again, and then all of a sudden it's, oh my gosh, what about those 4 days? They went by really fast, but it's nice to be starting at home. No question about that. An extended homestand, and hopefully we can use that to our advantage.
What's today like for you and the staff? Just kind of circling around the clubhouse, getting reacclimated with everybody, just kind of checking in on everything. Is it any different today? Getting back to the break?
I don't think, you know, of course you want to check in with guys, with things they did during the All-Star break, and you know, how they're feeling, where they're at, and kind of get the full report from our training staff. Certain guys left at the break a little banged up and how they're feeling coming back, but you know, at this time of year the rest is really good. Guys are fresh, they're ready to get going, and you know, I've often said it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And right now, you know, you get to the second half, you start looking towards the end, and what do we need to do to you know, put a good run together. And like I said, I was really happy with the way we ended the first half. We just need that to continue.
was like to see J.P. Crawford in the dugout during the home run derby?
It was great. JP's involved in a lot of. Stop it! And then there's Gino. Yeah, right on cue. Involved in a lot of different things in and around the game. So, opportunity to come back and be a part of that. I think the team mobile was something the kids running on the field. So, again, he said he was just hanging out, laying on the couch with his dogs, which is what he should be doing. But it was good to see him at the ballpark.
Hey Scott, your team had played so well going into the break, those last 3 series in particular. Is there anything, a common thread between those 3 series that you'd like to see? You talk about getting on a hot run to begin the second half that you would like to see continue?
Starting pitching was awesome. Our starting pitching was awesome. It really was. And it's hard to keep it all 5 guys going that well, but this really was the key to it. And of course, we got contributions offensively. Some guys, started to pick it up a little bit, which is great. But the common thread is really the starting pitching.